If you want to feel more productive as a voice actor, there is no better time than now to get organized the right way to set yourself up for a full year of success. Because an organized voice actor isn't just tidier, they're more efficient, more confident, and a whole lot easier for clients to work with. So first up, clean up your digital workspace. And we're starting with digital clutter because honestly, it's where most of us lose the most time. What does that look like? Well, first, reorganize your folders on your hard drive. If you can't instantly find your demos, your audition samples, scripts that you're working on, whether they are current projects or past projects, or even your project files, it's really time to simplify. So what I want you to do is make clean, intuitive folders. Have a folder for auditions, sorted either by month or year or by whichever platform each audition is for. Have a folder for client projects, specifically dedicated to client projects. Have a folder for all of the bookkeeping, invoices, finances, expenses, things like that. Have a folder specifically for demos. And have a folder dedicated to marketing materials. So that could be, your headshots, any kinds of graphics you use if you do any promotion on socials and things like that, your website work, all of those kinds of things. Having all of those dedicated folders in an organized way, oh, believe me, your future self is going to thank you every single day when you know exactly where to go to find the work that you need. Secondly, name your files consistently and use that file naming structure to rename your existing files where it's appropriate. And what do I mean by starting to use a clean naming structure? Here's an example for you. Put the name of the client, underscore, the name of the project, underscore, your name, and then some other way to identify it, whether it's take 1 or take 2 or revised or part 1 or slide 1, whatever it is. You don't want naming structures that sound like new final underscore final all in caps take 68. It's not easily identifiable for you, and it's definitely not easily identifiable for your client or potential client if it's an audition. So if you put the name of the client, the project title, your name, and then an identifier for, whether it's an audition or whether it's a sample or whether it's actually part of a project, makes it super simple for both you and the client to sort through your WAV or MP3 files to find what you need. And finally, under cleaning up your digital workspace, back up your work. Set up an automatic cloud backup for every single day, or use an external SSD hard drive. That's what I do. I use one of these. It's a SanDisk. I believe it's a 2 terabyte external hard drive backup. I buy a new one every single calendar year, so that every year, at the end of every month, I move over my finished client project files, any kind of marketing materials, all of those folders that I talked about a couple of minutes ago. I basically copy all of those onto my external hard drive at the end of every month throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, I'd put the whatever year it was on a piece of masking tape on this and put it in my storage and grab the next one for my next year. Figure out a way to consistently back up your work so that you never have to lose sleep over what happens if I can't recover that audio file. And I'll leave a link to the ones that I use down in the description if you'd like to pick up one of these for yourself. So that was cleaning up your digital workspace. And before we move on to the second thing I want you to do to get more organized for this year as a voice actor, if you want a dedicated place to keep all of your thoughts, your goals, your ideas, maybe wish lists for equipment that you want, that type of thing, anything about voiceover and your voiceover business, why not grab a copy of my brand new Mastering the Microphone notebook? This just came out. I'm very happy to say this is now available on Amazon, and it's Very simple. Mastering the Microphone, a lined practice journal for voice actors, and it simply is 100 college-ruled pages that you see right there. There's a little microphone down in the corner, just beautiful ivory pages, just like a regular composition notebook, except this one is because you're a voice actor and you want a place to keep all of your voice acting notes. And the wonderful thing is this is super affordable. It's a great little treat yourself kind of thing to just solidify, hey, I'm a voice actor. All my voice actor stuff goes in here. You can pick this up on Amazon for just $9.99. I will leave a link for it down in the description. Okay, so the second way that you want to get organized this year as a voice actor is to refresh your voiceover materials. First, update your demos. If you haven't touched your demos in over a year, it is time. Fresh demo material equals fresh work opportunities. Your voice is constantly going to evolve. Your voiceover voice is going to constantly evolve and improve, ideally. You also might have picked up new skills throughout the year. Maybe you have a new dialect or accent that you've added to your portfolio. Maybe you've developed a new character voice that you'd like to showcase. Maybe you've just gotten better at sounding more conversational and you listen to your current demo and it sounds a little stilted and stuffy. Updating your demos every year means that when you send a potential client your demo or the demo that sits on your website, it is representing the work and the service that you can actually perform right now, not how your voice sounded a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Secondly, rewrite your bio and your profiles, whether that's on Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn, your website. Make sure everything reflects who you are now, not who you were as a professional when you wrote it. It's kind of right in line with updating those demos. As you grow and evolve as a voiceover professional, make sure that your bios and your profiles and your website wording all reflects that as well, including new services that you can offer. Also, refresh your client list. Take a look at your current clients, your past clients, your potential clients, and kind of make a list of who you want to reach out to again. Mark off maybe who are the top priority clients to pitch to for the first time, and mark off who might be ready for a follow-up. Maybe you've done work with them recently and it's time to follow up to see if they need anything additional. And that actually leads us straight into organizing target number 3. So we've done cleaning up your digital workspace, refreshing your voiceover materials. The third organizing section is simplify your client communication for this year. You know, half of the stress in this business comes from emails, correspondence, marketing. And the stress of it comes from not having a system in place, unclear processes, and constantly stressing out and worrying about, am I doing the right thing? What needs to get done first? Do I sound okay in that? So the first thing you want to do is build a system of email templates. You want to have a system of ready to go email bodies, email templates for any kind of situation that you come up against in your day-to-day work life. So that's if you're providing a quote, if you are replying about availability, follow-ups with clients, if you have sent an audition, if you've sent a demo, that type of thing. Your delivery emails, the emails that you send to a client when you are delivering work to them for the first time. You shouldn't reinvent the wheel every single time you send an email throughout the day. You should have a stack of templates ready to go that you can cut and paste, put right into your email body, and then simply tweak it to personalize it and customize it for the exact client and project that you're dealing with at that time. It's going to save you hours of time and so much stress because you know you've got reliable communication templates already ready to go. Secondly, you want to clarify your delivery process. And this is for writing some of those templates. You need to have a clear answer whenever potential clients or clients ask you about your services. So you want to decide, what are your standard file formats that you offer? What are your standard turnaround times? And how quick are you able to change those turnaround times? If you usually say, I can give you a 2 to 3 day delivery, determine in advance what stipulation you have if they need a same day or 24-hour turnaround time. Determine what your revision policies are and how much you'll revise free of charge included in their base fee. When does an additional fee come into play? Get all of those ideas and things and policies for yourself and your business down on paper so that you have a standard that you can simply, you don't have to think about it. You can just provide an answer just like that. And those things can go into some of those templates we just talked about. Clients are going to love the fact that you have clarity and confidence in your policies. And when you are clear and upfront and professional about it, there's no stress about, are they going to be okay with that? And that goes right to number 3 in this category, which is map out your pricing. Set your personal rate sheet. And rate sheets really do differ for every single voice actor. It depends on your experience level. It depends on the niches that you do the most work in. It depends on the market that you're in. What you want to do is know your minimums, know your rates for usage. So that means know what you are charging for commercial rights, local broadcast rights, regional broadcast rights, and national broadcast rights. And also know what you're willing to negotiate on. And that's a key one. But having that rate sheet set saves so much mental energy. This is something you shouldn't be reinventing the wheel every time. But for this year, figure out what your rates are. Figure out where you're willing to wiggle a little bit if a client needs a little bit of a negotiation, and get that down on that proverbial paper as well. And I know this can be kind of an overwhelming part of the whole process. So if you want to simplify your client communication process this year, then my Voice Actors Marketing Toolkit is going to save you so much time and stress. This PDF packet is packed with 10 templates, scripts, plug and play materials, basically, that help you reach out to clients confidently and consistently without having to spend time overthinking what to say or how to say it. And it also gives you some great tips on how to use these templates. If client outreach is one of your goals for this year, this is going to take an enormous weight off your plate. It's a place for you to start. You can grab the Voice Actors Marketing Toolkit down in the description. I've left a link for you down there. All right, section number 4 for organizing as a voice actor for this year. Set up a repeatable workflow. If you want to grow, you need repeatable systems. And I've already kind of mentioned this with your email systems. You don't want to make heroic efforts every single day. You want systems in place that almost become second nature, makes the day-to-day tasks almost like muscle memory. You barely even have to think about them because everything's in place. How to do that? First, make a weekly audition workflow. Set aside consistent blocks of time for you to just focus on auditions so that your brain gets into kind of performance mode faster. If you say every day, I'm going to do auditions from 8 to 10 a.m., then your brain, when you get up in the morning and you sit down and you've had your breakfast, your coffee, you've done your warm-ups, your brain now knows, okay, I'm switching into audition mode now. And so I need to be versatile. I need to be efficient with my time. And this is what I'm going to focus on. It's really nice having a routine and knowing exactly what you're going to do at a certain time every day. Secondly, you want to build a system for simple marketing. Maybe it's something like on Mondays, you reach out to 3 new potential clients. On Wednesdays, you post a couple of social media updates or, create a couple of social media updates and schedule them out for the next few days. Maybe on Fridays, you do your follow-up on any leads that you've either discovered, or you've maybe need to follow up on some demos that you'd sent out. Marketing is a big part of what we do, and it's really time consuming. And if you save it all for one day a month, you're going to be overwhelmed by it. But if you can carve out a system where you spend 10 or 15 minutes on a Monday and you spend 30 minutes on a Wednesday, and you get into a rhythm, then it's going to become second nature for you. Also, create one single tracking hub for your marketing efforts, whether it's, an Excel spreadsheet, whether you're in Notion, whether you're using a notebook. Find a place to log your auditions, track what you've booked, track your income, and also keep notes on things like client preferences. This client prefers split files. This client prefers this type of file format. This client typically uses PowerPoint to send me their scripts. And so that means I'm going to have to convert that to a Word doc. As one habit, it's going to make you feel so much more in control because you have all of your information right at your fingertips. The fifth area of organization for voice actors for this year: audit your gear and your studio. You got to do this at least once a year because a clean, optimized studio is going to optimize your voiceover service. So check to see if you need to replace the little things. How are your headphone pads? How are the cables attached to your equipment? How's your pop filter holding up? The small stuff really does wear out faster than you think. So check on the small stuff. Secondly, check on your audio chain. Do a full run through at least once a year of your microphone interface, your gain, your signal chain. Make sure that no noise has crept into the signal chain throughout the year, whether it's your cabling, whether it's your preamp. Make sure that there's no loose connections. Make sure that your room tone is still at the proper setting of where you want it, where you're targeting it to be. You want to start your year sounding crisp and clean, and auditing your recording space at least once a year is a great way to do that. So along with that, of course, means refreshing your audio space. What are your goals financially for the year for improving, upgrading, maintaining your recording area? Do you need new acoustic foam on the walls? Do you need to get bass traps in the ceilings for this year? Do you need to rearrange your acoustic panels in a better way to help with sound wave reflections? Do you need to clean up your desk setup? Is it too cluttered? Is it not working for you? Are there things that are constantly in your way? Do you need a little decor upgrade even to make your space really feel like somewhere you want to work constantly and consistently all throughout the year? Take this time to audit your recording space and make tiny adjustments where you can. The sixth item on our list for getting organized as a voice actor this year is kind of an intangible one, but it's one of the most important. And it is to set 3 to 5 realistic goals for this year. Not 27 goals, not just one big overarching goal, just 3 to 5 high impact, attainable goals. Here's some examples. I want to book 5 new recurring clients. That's attainable. And think about what an incoming impact of 5 new recurring clients, maybe once a quarter. 5 new clients that book work with you 4 times this year. Another one could be improve my editing speed by 20%, meaning getting more efficient with your time so that you can do more in the time that you have. Another one could be launch my new demo by May. These are all goals that actually move the needle. I always say small wins compound. And so you don't need to, yes, you could have a goal of, I want to be the starring voice in a Disney Pixar film by the end of the year. And if you get that, congratulations. We want to tell us about it down in the comments and we want to celebrate with you. But more realistically, make small goals that you can actually accomplish, sometimes with a little bit of work, but that are realistic for you for this year. 3 to 5, write them down. So that as you start mapping out your plans for this year, I want you to remember the goal isn't perfection, it's clarity. When you know what you're working toward, you've got systems that support you, you know that you're organized, you know that you can find things easily. Everything else about running a freelance voiceover business just feels a whole lot lighter. And if you want a little more help tightening up kind of how you show up for clients, well, I've got a video that pairs really well with this one. It walks you through how to communicate with clients in a way that builds trust and keeps your projects running smoothly. And honestly, that is one of the most important skills that you can develop as a working voice actor. So go check that out next, and I'll see you over there.